In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this super fire digital face tracking effect. It's an effect that's actually pretty viral right now. It's been going crazy. So I'm going to show you all of the sauce in this video. Also, real quick before we start, I need to put you onto my brand new internet chaos pack. If you've been wanting to have effects like hollis, fake mink, all of those crazy tracking effects, those crazy chaotic effects, but you realize just like me that you need to go into complicated softwares like Touch Designer, touch a bunch of nodes, and you want to avoid all of that stuff, have everything drag and drop, this is the pack for you. You have over 60 presets in there that'll completely transform your videos all in a matter of a single drag and drop. I don't want you to miss out. Check the link down below. With that said, let's get right into this. All right, so I have 4 clips of Lil Uzi right here, and now what's really going to be fun is that any like tracking effect we're gonna do, we're gonna have like the background be like completely black, and we're not gonna see the background. It's just gonna be focused on his face. So we're gonna grab the rectangle tool right here, and we're gonna create that kind of like tracking square, right? Tracking rectangle more. So we're just gonna start by separating those clips right here. That way we know like what's what. Let's do something like this, and then bam, and then bam. There we go. All right, let's grab the rectangle tool, and now let's just drag this right here. Press on the Y to change the anchor point. And now for now, we don't want any alpha. So we're gonna go to fill and then make this none. And the stroke, I put it to about 4. That looks pretty nice in my opinion. Because I feel like those effects, you don't want it to be like too thick of a border. It's often like kind of a pretty thin border. So now with that said, we're gonna animate our border. So let's go to rectangle 1, rectangle path 1, and then for its position, we're gonna do alt click. We're gonna make it that kind of like, we're gonna make it wiggle in a choppy way, exactly the style that you're gonna see in those tracking effects. Let's do this. So we're gonna put posterized time. That is because we're gonna make it choppy because it's never like really 24 frames per second. I'll show you an example because I really want you to understand. If we put it at 24, right? Semicolon, enter, and then we do wiggle 24 and then 50. We're gonna have this. So this could work, right? Because it matches the frames per second. But if we do 12, which I like doing 12 often, posterized time, parenthesis 12, it's gonna be more of a bit more, as you can see, it's gonna be a little more choppy, which is the style that we want. So now we have that kind of like wiggling effect going on. And now we're gonna do the same thing, but with the size. So we can just like copy the expression, Command C, and then alt click on the size, and then paste it, Command V. I don't know if 50 is gonna be too much, but no, that's actually pretty nice. That's actually pretty cool. And then we're not gonna be content with just having one of these. We're gonna duplicate it. Let's duplicate the rectangle 1. Let's do Command D, and then we're gonna have 2 of those. That looks pretty clean. If you want to make it, if you want it to be different, you can also make the stroke white for this one. That way you get like one that's red and then one that's white. I think that looks pretty cool. We're gonna stick with that. And now what's cool about that is our main effect right here. All right, so what we can do now, let's just call it tracking 1, and then it ends right here. Let's cut this, let's delete this, and then we're gonna paste it onto the other parts and make it like match its length, right? Pause. And then let's Command D. There we go. To like there. We're gonna make the effect end here. So now, as you can see, it is cut, but now we need to place the actual tracking and put it near the face area of the subject. Let's do this. If you really like the effect that we're making right now and basically want to have this whole process within one click, I'm just going to show you real quick my internet chaos elements that I talked to you previously about. So you have all of these presets right here, and basically what you want to do, you can take like any tracking effect, like with this one, data tracker. That looks super nice. As you can see, we just double clicked, and then we have this insane tracking effect right here. And there are so many of these, like this 3 detectors one that you can just double click and then scale it down. And now you have these insane tracking effects. I'll leave the link down below if you want to copy it. So now we're just gonna place like the position of this, bam, and then put that one right here, bam, and then that one right there. So now we have this right here. That looks pretty cool, actually. That looks insane. And now we're gonna make the effect where we're kind of like gonna remove the background and only have like this part right here. So we're gonna do this by duplicating this one, and let's just rename this tracking 1 alpha. You basically want to have a duplicate of like each version. and we make the blending mode stencil alpha. However, right now it's not gonna work because we need to go to fill and make it white. Now everything that's white, like the square, it's gonna show under, like what's under. So now you're gonna have it. So we basically want to do the same thing for the rest. Tracking to bam, stencil alpha, fill white. Okay, stencil alpha white. Duplicate that one, stencil alpha, and then the fill white. So now we're gonna have this. That looks so cool. That looks hella fire. That actually looks super clean right here. Now I'm just gonna add a bit more sauce to it. Now we're just gonna add a bit more sauce to it. I'm gonna go to, now this effect looks great in itself, but it's kind of missing kind of like a chaotic look. So I'm gonna go down to chaos elements right here. We're gonna add a VHS block right here. VHS blocks, super fire preset. Just like that, we just double click and now you get this right here. I'm gonna put it under everything. As you can see, it's kind of like subtle. And now we can also make it like the blending mode that we want. So something like color dodge is pretty cool. Now that way we kind of have this glitch effect right here. And I'm also gonna add these super fire kind of like squares. And I'm also gonna add these super fire like data tracking squares. Let's double click on intense tracking data. This one is insane. Now, as you can see, we have this insane effect. I think we're gonna complete it by creating a new adjustment layer. I'm gonna go down to my Internet Chaos Essentials. Now, if you wanna have that kind of look, I'm gonna show you how to create it from scratch. First, you can go to transform and you can like uncheck the uniform scale. That way you can make this scale and then scale with, you can kind of have like a squeezed kind of effect. And you can also use an effect, maybe like sharpen, and then make the image more sharp to kind of give it that like underground kind of look, but for a more refined look. But if you want to skip the whole process and just, but if you have the Internet Chaos bundle, but if you have the Internet Chaos pack, but for my people that got the Internet Chaos pack, you can just go to, you can just go to underground format and then double click on that. And then you're gonna have this insane look right here. That looks super fire. We can have fun with it and add a few of these as well. We can have fun and add a few more of these. Let's do pink tracker. Let's do pink tracker of the elements. I think I'm gonna put like this one there on this section. Bam. I'm gonna put it under the adjustment layer. As you can see, this is like a super fast workflow if you want those kind of effects. This is honestly the best pack I've made. This is crazy. I'm gonna do please restart computer. Bam. And then we're just gonna scale it down, and now you kind of have like that old PC kind of like error look, which I absolutely love. I'm gonna put it right here and then put it under everything. And the last one I'm gonna add is Matrix Chaos. This one is absolutely insane. This kind of like this crazy like scribble effect. I'm gonna put it, I think, like over here on the first one. Let's see what that looks like. I think I'm just gonna end this with adding a VHS texture. As you can see in Internet Chaos elements, you can just double click on VHS texture, no overlay, and just have as a preset a crazy VHS texture. Bam, just like this. Let me know if you want a tutorial for this as well. I got you guys. And we're just gonna make this color dodge. I'm gonna put it under the adjustment layer, and that is gonna complete our effect. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and if it brought you any value, please consider subscribing. Also, please let me know in the comments what type of tutorials you want to see next on the channel. Also, I left the link to the Internet Chaos pack down below. It is by far the proudest I've been about a pack that I've made. With that said, I'll see you always later. Peace.